Hey guys, today we're going to talk about multi-step equations, combining like terms and the distributive property. So we're taking the last two things that we did and putting them all into one equation. So I wrote down a couple little steps here. It's nice to do LCO first, then distribute, get rid of all those parentheses. Then you want to go ahead and start combining your like terms, and then that's when we can create our C-do table to solve. So looking at this first one here, I have 5 times 1 plus 4x minus 2x is equal to negative 13. So my first step says LCO. So I'll go ahead and I'll go through. I see a minus 2x here. I'll put plus negative 2x. Step 2 says to distribute. I'm going to take the 5 and multiply it by everything inside the parentheses. So 5 times 1 gives me 5, plus 5 times 4x, or 20x. Now I still have this stuff outside the parentheses, so I'm going to bring down the plus negative 2x. That's equal to negative 13. Step 3 says I need to go ahead and start combining my like terms. Well, this has a 20x. This one is negative 2x. I can combine those guys together. 20x plus negative 2x is 18x. I still have this plus 5 here, so I'm going to bring him down. And that equals to negative 13. Now I have a two-step equation. Now I can go ahead and start making my C-do table. So first I'm multiplying by 18, and I'm adding 5. For my do side, I'll go ahead and say divide by 18, subtract 5. And remember, when we're solving, we're going up this way. My line goes down the middle. My first step says to subtract by 5, so I'll subtract 5. Cancel these guys out. I'm left with 18x is equal to negative 13 minus 5, which is negative 18. Step 2 says I need to divide by 18. So both sides, I'm going to divide by 18, canceling out that 18 there. X is equal to negative 18 divided by 18, which is negative 1. So my final answer is negative 1. All right, I want to jump down to this one right here. All right, so my first step says LCO. I see 1 minus 2, so I'm going to change that to plus negative 2. Next, I need to distribute. So I'm going to take the negative 5 and multiply it by everything inside the parentheses there. Negative 5 times 4x is negative 20x. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Now, if you notice, I have a second set of parentheses, which means I now need to distribute the 2 to everything inside that. So I have 2 times 3, which is 6. 2 times 6x, which is 12x. And this is still equal to 0. Okay. Let's see, I did LCO. I did the distributive property. Now I need to go ahead and start combining my like terms. I see I have a 20x here and a 12x, so I'm going to go ahead and add those two together. That's going to give me negative 8x. Then I have a 10 and a 6. 10 plus 6 is equal to 16. That's all equal to 0. Now I have a two-step equation. Now I can do my C-do table. The first thing going on with x is I'm multiplying by negative 8. After I multiply it by negative 8, I'm adding 16. So for my do side, I'll go ahead and put those inverses in there. Remember, when we're solving, we're going up this way on the table. I'll draw my line down the middle. My first step, I am subtracting 16. Minus 16, minus 16. Those two cancel each other out. I have negative 8x is equal to 0 minus 16, or negative 16. Step 2, divide by negative 8. So I can go ahead and divide both sides by negative 8. Cancels those guys out. X is equal to negative 16 divided by negative 8, or positive 2. Okay, let's do one more together, and then you guys can have the rest on your own, okay? Let's see. Let's do this one. There's a lot of 8s there. Let's do that. All right, so first step, LCO. I see I have a minus 4 here. I'm going to change that to plus negative 4. Step 2, I need to distribute the negative 4. Distribute. So that means I'm multiplying it by negative 4. So I have negative 4x plus negative 4 times 8, or negative 32. I still have this 8x, so let's not forget about him. And that's equal to 8. Do you guys hear my dog? She's like yawning or something. I don't know what she's doing. She's staring at the wall. All right. Step 3 says I need to combine my like terms. So I have 8x plus negative 4x, which is just a 4x. This negative 32 has nothing with it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say plus negative 32. And then that is all equal to 8. Now that I have a two-step equation, I'll make my C-do table. First thing going on with x is I'm multiplying it by 4. After I multiply the 4 by x, I can go ahead and add negative 32. On the do side, I'll go ahead and put those inverse operations. Divide by 4, subtracting negative 32. Which really, if I go ahead and do LCO here, I'm adding positive 32. Drawing my line down the middle. My first step says I need to add 32 to both sides. Cancels those bros out. I'm left with 4x is equal to 8 plus 32, or 40. Step 2 says divide by 4. I'll go ahead and divide both sides by 4. Cancels out that 4. X is equal to 40 divided by 4, or 10. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 problems left on this page. We'll go over them when we see each other in class again. If you have any questions, please let me know.